So far, most of my time has just been going over the schematic and trying to figure out all the voltages, different batteries, 135 voltage, and 90 voltage, 22 and a half. Yeah, it's pretty confusing. And reading over all the advice I was given, trying to figure it all out. Well, while I'm doing that, I figured, well, let's look inside the radio and see what it has. I've got all the chassis screws out, and I believe this can just slide right out. It just looks like it should just slide right out the back since the bottom's solid. Well, the gentleman who sold me this radio said he believed that the transformers were open. He couldn't remember exactly which side of them were open, but he gave me these two transformer emulators. He said he'd used these in old radios dozens of times and they worked well. So I have the instructions, so that's one more thing to figure out. Well, I got the radio out. The first thing I noticed is front face is very thin and fragile, so just be extremely careful with that. And for such a simple looking radio, it seemed awfully confusing, but it looks like someone had put on the voltages on the different wires, so that might solve a lot of the problems I'm having right now with the batteries. And next is just looking this thing over and seeing how big of a mess I've got myself into. Here, there were some labels on the wiring harness, I guess you'd call it. This is the AB relay right side amp, I believe. I'm not 100% sure there. C minus 4.5. Let's see. 22 and a half. And there was one, there's that one. It was detector. Yeah, one for the detector. Looks like it was hooked up to an eliminator at one point, because a lot of these say eliminator. So I've got to try to figure out what all this is and maybe figure out a color code for wiring and compare it with the schematics, see what all this means. Alright, thanks for watching. Of course, I couldn't just walk away. I tested all three coils. All three coils are good, and both rheostats there test out as well. So far so good.